Good morning, viewers. In this tutorial, in yet another tutorial I'm doing, December 2025 stroke January 2026. I'm doing tutorials that are ICT practical chapters for ordinary level or for new lower secondary school curriculum. Now, if I go to my YouTube and I of course, I go to YouTube and then I search for my channel. Through the videos I've been doing, the last three videos, those latest videos I've just done, they are rotating around ICT practical chapters for ordinary level or lower secondary classes. So I've done ICT Practical Chapter 1 about file and folder management. I've done ICT Practical Chapter 2 about word processing, and I've also done ICT Practical Chapter 3 about spreadsheets. Now today I'm doing another ICT Practical chapter that's going to be about PowerPoint or presentation, and it's a very first tutorial for 2026, and it's very helpful to S2 and S3 learners of the new lower secondary school curriculum. The S4 learners can also find this video attractive and important as well. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be doing a practical chapter that's going to be number 4 in my series of practical chapters. It's going to be number 4, and it's going to be presentation or PowerPoint. Well, if I open my guide here, this is the guide I'm going to use, and it's just a guide that's mostly rotating around ordinary level work. So all the numbers that are right here in my guide, I'm going to be following them so that we do some learning in this tutorial. Like I said, it's going to be presentation, and it's mostly about that senior 2 chapter presentation. The series of videos I'm doing ICT practical chapters or strictly practical chapters. That's why in senior 1 I started with file and folder management and word processing 1, because I feel those are the 2 practical chapters in ICT in the S1 class. And in the S2 class, we have a practical chapter of spreadsheet, we have a practical chapter of presentations, and we also have a practical chapter of information sharing. Just like S3, and for S3, they are all practical chapters, and I'll be doing them. So for today, I'm going to do presentations, and straight away, let me go to the guide I'm going to be using in this tutorial. Now, according to my guide, the heading is New Lower Secondary School Curriculum Practical Chapter 4 Presentation Software, and number 1 is Introduction to Presentation Software. Now, what's the meaning of presentation software? It's just a simple introduction to presentation software. Like I've been doing in those chapters, I do a video that can run for an hour or two, and at least that video is covering theory and practical of that chapter. If a learner sits and watches that video, the entire video, it means they are almost studying that chapter that they're supposed to be studying in class for a term or for some months. So just like this one, we are also going to be looking at some simple theory notes on the practical side so that a learner can find this so important. Now, a simple introduction is in the past, most school leaders or most people and teachers used to give talks to students using printed handwritten notes or work or materials. However, schools have recently adopted the use of presentations like Microsoft PowerPoint. So in the past, people used to present using papers and maybe talks, physical talks. But currently, people are using presentations to talk to audiences. Now, the programs I used to make electronic presentations to learners. The program we're going to be studying is used to make electronic presentations. And for this case, we're going to use PowerPoint. That is lively because it's having videos, audios, graphics, animations, transitions, etc. You're going to see all those features in this tutorial. And also, we are going to learn how to prepare, format, and deliver interactive presentations to a large audience using Microsoft PowerPoint. Yeah. So presentation is just a program also on your computer, the same way we open Excel, Word. It's just the same way we can open presentation. If I press the start button and then I type PowerPoint, PowerPoint is also a presentation software. So it's also called presentation. So PowerPoint, and then I open it, it's going to load just like that. And then I click at blank presentation. Yeah. So if I click at blank presentation, it's going to load a completely blank or new presentation that is just ready to receive my data and to make a nice looking presentation. Before we kick into this, let us know the meaning of presentation software if you're writing somewhere. Before we do whatever practical we're going to do in this tutorial, the writing is also important. It's also important with the steps followed when you're doing the practical on the computer. So take writing seriously because, like I said, you're watching this tutorial and it's literally covering almost all the theory or almost all the lessons of presentation you could be studying in class. So I'm just summarizing it within an hour or two for you. So the meaning of presentation is a presentation software or Microsoft PowerPoint is a computer program. This one here, Microsoft PowerPoint is a computer program that enables the user present work in form of slides. Yeah, it enables the user present work in form of slides. Here, there's a simple note that learners can now open a presentation. Steps followed when opening a presentation. We can open a presentation. Like I said, the steps are the same. The steps of opening a presentation are just the same. Yeah. Go to the start button of the computer. Of course, you click there and then in the search bar, you type PowerPoint. You select the best match. It's always on top and then you click at blank presentation. Yeah, it will open. So having got the introduction to presentation, the meaning of presentation, let's also get some of the examples of presentation. If you're writing somewhere, presentation examples include the very first one is Microsoft PowerPoint. Uh, Microsoft PowerPoint, that presentation program. It's the one we're going to be using throughout the tutorial. So there's Microsoft PowerPoint, there is Prezi. Prezi is also an example of a presentation software, Prezi. Prezi. There is also, if I can look here, there is Google Slides, there is Canva, etc. etc. Keynote, those are all presentation softwares. So opening, we've already opened the presentation software and we've already seen how it looks like. Presentation software looks like that. Yeah, like I said, that presentation software is a computer program that enables users present work in form of slides, of course, plus some other attractive features like transitions, animations, videos, audios, etc. etc. A simple example of a presentation I could have here on my computer is there are some notes I acquired and I've been using them for the old for the old senior six class old curriculum, and those notes are of course prepared by presentation. These notes here by Mr. Mokalele Rogers. He prepared them with presentation software. So a presentation that's really complete, it could look like this. So that is a presentation that's of course enabling someone present their work in form of slides with a lot of formatting features like images, transitions, colors, etc. etc. So that's just an example of a presentation software. Back to the guide I'm going to be using throughout the video. At number 4, before we even add any data to our presentation that we have opened. Anyway, we can even open a presentation the the through using a folder. So in your computer you can create a folder there, that virtual container, and rename it presentation lesson. Presentation lesson. Yeah, we can rename it presentation lesson, and then we can open it and put our presentation there. More options, new, then presentation. Mine is not in the list. I could open it from the start button, then I just give it a location. Here we are, then file, I go to save as, browse, desktop, presentation lesson, and then I rename it lesson. Yeah, then I go to save. It's going to be saved in my folder. I can close the designer. I need to do everything from scratch. So this is the presentation program that I've saved in my folder. So at the guide we are using, the guide is going to be available in the video description. Feel free to download it, or feel free to get it, download it in your computer lab, ask your teacher to download it for you, and then you follow the guide to get to do a lot of PowerPoint. Even the previous videos, these ones here, the previous practical videos I was doing, they all have guides. File management, word processing, spreadsheet too. They have guides. They have the guides you follow. Feel free to print them, and then you follow along while learning. So we're using this guide for presentation, and straight away we are at number 4, that's having the parts of the presentation software we are going to use. So presentation software we're going to use is right here, and these are the most important parts of it. I want to start with the ribbon. The ribbon is part of the presentation software. It's highlighted here at number 4. A ribbon is just running from file. It goes to share downwards here, and it cuts across to clipboard up to file. Now that's called a ribbon. It's having the tabs. It's having the file part. It's having record, share, etc, etc. All the tabs that run from home to help here, they are under the ribbon. If you sit on a computer and the ribbon is not there, for example, you sit on the computer and the ribbon is just like that, it is not seen, it means you're not working in a good environment of presentation. It could be even Word or Excel. Yeah, it could be even database. So simply right click at any tab. The tabs run from home up to help. You simply right click at any tab and then select collapse the ribbon, and the ribbon is going to be back. So it's so important for you to work with a program or with a software, and the ribbon is visible on the top. So the ribbon is that one. As we go to the next one is the slide pane. PowerPoint has 3 major parts. I'm starting with the slide pane. A slide pane is just in the middle of your screen. It is in the middle of your screen here. It runs from here, cuts to this, downwards, then to the left, and then that the white slide, I was going to even call it a page. It's not a page because this is not word processing. This is a slide. It is just white and it's in the middle of your screen where we type. It's called a slide pane. Next up, the second major part is called a notes pane. A notes pane is just found under the slide pane. A notes pane is where the speakers add their notes. They're not visible when we are running a presentation, but they're just important to the speaker. So the notes pane is found under the slide pane, and the notes pen is just under the slide pane here. I can just, if you want to view your notes pen, you can use the symbol, this, the arrow that's having two heads, get it, hold left and move. So the notes pen is just now big because I'm just increasing its size. Normally, it could even be not visible. What do you do to make it visible? You simply point there, hold left and move it slightly to the top. That's the notes pen, and it's having speaker notes. Another major part, according to the guide I'm using, is a navigation pen, or outline pen. Outline pen. Let me first freeze my notes pen. Outline pen, just like the notes pen, it's also brought and then taken back. You just point at the line here, you move it around with the arrow that's having two heads. For some computers, you may not even see it, but to have your notes pen, it's important for you to have the notes pen. I mean the outline pen or the navigation pen. Simply hold your left button of the mouse and move slightly to your right so that uh, you have your outline pen. Okay, the outline pen is found on the left side of your screen, and the outline pen, of course, it's just an outline of your slides. We shall see how it works within the video. It's an outline of your slides. It makes your slides active and it deactivates a slide. Okay, as I go to number 5, inserting a new slide and adding content in an already created PowerPoint. Let us first note this down. It's also important in presentation that presentation has a sequence of text, graphics, animations, and sometimes videos and audios, and much more to accompany a speech or public. Yeah, and presentation, it's a graphics program that can that can be used to organize and present information, and it's having a lot of versions: 2007, 2010, 2013, 2016, 2019, 2021, 2024, which is the latest. For you to see the version of your presentation you're using on your computer, simply for old versions, I guess, if you click at the start button and then you type PowerPoint, you will see a year attached on it there, or 2010, 13, whatever year. But I think for new versions, you're not seeing any year at the start button. You could simply go to File and then you go to the account, and at the account you could be able to see the version of presentation you're using. I'm using 224 from the Microsoft 365 Apps Enterprise. It's the presentation I'm using. So you could see the version around here at account if you look for that in the file site. Okay, more parts of presentation before we go to adding in data in our presentation. More parts of presentation include um, we have the tabs. The tabs run from home to help. They are found under the ribbon. Yeah, we have the closing, the minimize, maximize side. They're just there at the presentation interface. The scroll bars are also found in our presentation program where you can scroll to the from the top to the bottom or from the right to the left, the scroll buttons. Yeah, we have the views, the normal view, the slide sorter view, the reading view. Those are called the views in presentation, the notes views. And you have the zoom control, that's uh, zoom out, zoom in. We have the slideshow here. It can help us run a slideshow in our presentation here. So those are some of the parts of presentation software. We're going to see more parts with time. The parts of presentation software could be compared with the parts of Microsoft Word or Excel. They're almost having the same parts. If you're able to know the parts of Excel and Word, at least most of them, it means you do not have challenges here locating the parts of presentation software. Okay, more at the back to the guide I'm using in this tutorial. I'm at number 5, and I said number 5, we're going to insert a new slide and adding content in an already created PowerPoint. Note that whatever I'm talking about, please make notes concerning that. I've been talking about the ribbon, the slide pane, the notes pen, the navigation pen, and opening a presentation. Ensure that please you're making notes concerning that, the steps I'm talking about in this very tutorial. Yeah, so number 5 is inserting a new slide and adding content in an already created PowerPoint. So in my presentation software here, I'm going to insert a new slide. I could even first delete this one, right click at it, select um, delete slide, so that I don't have any slide in my presentation software. So inserting a new slide, we simply use the home tab, and then we go to new slide here, click at the drop down and click at the slide you to insert. I want to insert a title slide. Slides have types. Title slide, title and content, section header. There are many types of slides. So I simply created a title slide because our first slide in most cases should be a title slide. Yeah. The title slide is always the first type of slide we create in presentation. In most cases, I'm not saying that you always doing that, but in most cases, it's the first type of slide that is created in a presentation. Okay, now click to add title. So if you want to add data into the presentation, because number 5 was inserting a new slide and adding content in an already created PowerPoint. If you insert a slide, If you insert a slide, it means you can type in that slide. Just like a page in word processing, you can type in the page. Even here in PowerPoint, you simply create a slide like I have done. You can use the home tab, or you can even use the insert tab. New slide is right here. So any tab you want. So I used the home tab and I created a title slide. If you don't want that slide you have created, simply right click at it and select delete, and then you go back to home, click at the drop down near new slide, choose any type of slide you want. Maybe you want a title slide, and then it's going to be created. Click at this writing, click to add title. You also click there and add your title. For today, my title is going to be ICT in secondary ICT secondary schools. Yeah, so that is my title. And of course, before I typed it, I clicked at that interface, click to add title, and then my title was just typed there. Then here, click to add subtitle. I can type presented by Kasozi Marvin. Yeah. So you see, whenever you want to type, you could just click and then type. It's about a click and a type, a click and a type. Let me ignore this. Okay. Yeah, that is it with creating a slide and doing some typing there. And it's at number 5, inserting a new slide and adding content in an already created um, PowerPoint. Okay, so before I go to number 6, I can decide to create some other slide and then I put some other content there. Before I do that, these are just words. We can decide to mix them with colors. Yeah, ICT in secondary schools. Here, whenever I want to Deal with the word, click at it first. Click at the if you want to deal with the word, we simply click at it first. We get the text box. The text box is this, yeah, or the placeholder where we type content in PowerPoint. So get it after clicking within the word, because if you don't click within the word and then you try to highlight, the computer may not do what you really want. So click at your word and then highlight, and then you can decide to give this a color. I always like this. Then bold, bigger size. You're just using word processing knowledge. Yeah, you're not applying anything new here. You're using word processing knowledge, and maybe the name can also be highlighted and given, something that is quite different, bold, and then you give it a style, I guess. Some styles are yet to be downloaded, but some are already on my computer. Something like that. You see, you're changing the appearance of your text. Remember, somewhere I said that PowerPoint is a graphics program that can help you add colors, animations, designs, so that you attract the audience's attention. You can't present something that's so boring to the audience. Yeah, that's why you can't leave text that is just normal, text that is just black. It could be boring the audience. So number 5 is just about that, adding slides and then typing in the slides you have added. 6, guidelines for creating stunning presentations and what to do while presenting to audiences. So if you want to create a very nice presentation, yeah, you want to create a very nice presentation to the people, what do you do? Or you want to what do you do? How do you behave when presenting to the audience? Now, the basic guidelines for creating a presentation are just here. You can note them, they're very important. You need to think about the purpose of the presentation. That is one. Think about the purpose of the presentation. Why am I presenting? I'm presenting because I'm teaching a topic, maybe AI. So I should just get ready for that topic I'm going to present AI. So know the purpose of your presentation. Yeah. And then after knowing the purpose of that presentation, you're going to prepare the presentation real perfect. And then number 2, you need to think about the type of audience you're communicating to. If you're communicating to mature people, there are some things you don't need to do. And when you're communicating to young people, there are some other things you don't need to do. You can't put cartoons in your presentation and you're presenting to mature people. You don't need to do that. But you can put cartoons if you're presenting to young people. So think about the type of audience you're communicating to. 3, you need to use colors, animations, and graphics that match your topic. Use colors that match your topic. Now you can't be presenting about agriculture and then you use use a white color. Yeah. For example, here I can type colors that are in line with colors that are in line with agriculture. If I can research about that, colors that are in line with agriculture. So it's just green. Generally, green is a color that's just in line with agriculture. Green, you can use brown, yeah, yellow, but you can't use some colors like white and you're presenting about agriculture. Yet you can use white as the case of presenting about cleanliness. So you mind about the color you are using in your presentation. Next up, you need to determine the language and tone of your presentation. Yeah, you need to determine the language you're using and the tone. If you're presenting to 100 people, you need to increase your tone. Yeah, same way you can't use a very loud tone when you're presenting to just 10 people. And you need to mind the language you're using. If you're presenting to young people, there are some words you can't speak and there's some language you can't speak. Next up, in order to have a good presentation, your ideas should flow in an easy to follow order. Let your ideas flow in your presentation. Just like mine here. I'm going to present about ICT in secondary school. Yeah. That's why I'm starting with the title and I'm putting presented by my name. Let your ideas flow. You can't start with advantages of ICT in secondary school in your first slide. You're not flowing. People are not even able to know the topic you're presenting. So let your ideas flow, slide per slide or um, topic per topic. Next up is it is good to identify a topic to present and prepare an outline to your presentation. Yeah, prepare. Do preparations first. Get the topic first and then prepare. Next up is build your work around the outline you have made first. It's just also about preparing. I think I can first pause there and then I go back to my guideline I'm using at number 6, guidelines for creating a stunning presentation and what to do while presenting to audiences. Number 7, formatting content in slides. Tips you can follow. I'm going to do some formatting of content. Let me add another slide, this time around the title and content, and then I put um, the meaning of ICTs in in secondary secondary school. The meaning of ICTs in secondary schools. Yeah, and then here I can type the meaning of ICTs in secondary schools. That ICTs are not simply ICTs are not simply regarding to computers in the lab, but they can go on and rotate around um, phones. We use laptops, printers, CCTV cameras, storage devices, and so on. Enter, I type, they play a vital role in the school day-to-day activities. Yeah, they play a vital role in school day-to-day activities. Lab, CCTV. Okay, so the meaning of ICTs in secondary school. I could go with this. I could go with this. Press enter. That's more than school day-to-day work. Okay. Okay, also you mind that you don't type a lot of content in a slide. You mind that don't type a lot of content into your slide. It could be so covered and you may not have space where to put other graphics like images, shapes, and etc. So the number 6 I was dealing with, it's just about creating a stunning presentation, and I mean the number 7, formatting content. Yeah, and the tips you can follow when formatting content. Okay, you can format your content. Like I said, click at the text. I want to format the heading first. Click at the text, and then you highlight your heading. I can say to put in the center. It's a tip. Headings should be the center, and they are bold. I can even decide to underline it, yeah, with a color that's attracting um, the reader's attention, a color that attracts attention, something like that. And then I can slightly increase the size, and also I can also go to the text I have typed, maybe this technologies. I can only highlight technologies, and then I just give it a color as well, because it's a very important word. It's a very important word there. It goes back to your creativity. You can mix colors according to what you want. And then ICTs, if I want, I can highlight ICTs, and yeah, I can bold it, give it a color, a style, a size, anything you may want. A tip is your heading should always be in the center, and the text that is uh, under the heading should be bulleted, should have those bullets. You could separate your paragraphs the right way. Don't mix paragraphs. Don't have a paragraph that's having 6 lines to 7, 8. Imagine it could make someone um, lose interest of reading it. So create a paragraph that's not that big. Yeah, you can even create some spaces within your paragraph. Enter and then delete the bullet, something like that. If you don't want, you can go back to our paragraphs we had. So I've created the second slide, and it's having the meaning of ICTs in secondary school. We can proceed to the next number, that is number 8, that's having using design. Before we go to using design, number 8, it's very important to note that your presentation should be understandable and it should be flowing to your audience. Add a lot of formatting features to capture people's attention. Try to add as many formatting features as you can. Yeah. Now, even here in my presentation, I can do a lot of formatting. Vital role, I can decide to underline it and make it bold. You're capturing someone's attention by doing this. Vital role, it can easily be read because you have highlighted, you've bolded it, and it's even underlined. If someone looks at this slide, some of the words they read first is technologies, ICTs, and vital role. So it is important for you to identify the most important words in the slide, and then um, format them to attract people's attention. As we head to number 8, that's having designs, back to my channel, I have the ICT New Lower Secondary School Curriculum textbook. I think I uploaded this video 3 months back. In the description, I uploaded it 3 months back, and the textbook is available. If you need the textbook, it's available for S4 class and S3 class. The textbook um, has senior 3 and senior 4 practical questions, of course, with the guides. The guides are at my channel. Each and every question has a guide, yeah, at my channel. For example, if I run through this, there's that number 1 in the practical book that's already available. Feel free to get a copy. Around here in the video, when I opened it, straight away I went to number 1. I went to number 1 here, and Uh, this is the introduction. Like I said, the book has practical numbers, and all the numbers have guides at my channel, and the support folders are also available. You get them the moment you grab this book with you. So the first number in that practical book is Kumeza Modern Practical Item. I mean it's Chukube Modern Practical Item. That number, the number in my practical book. And if you go at my channel, under videos, it's the number one was done, and it was done I think in 2024. Displays a year back. It's here, right here. It was done a year back. So if you get that book, you be assured that you have the guide with you and you have the support folders with you. So feel free to grab that ICT practical book at only 15k, 15k, 15,000 shillings. You can get that practical book. Okay, back to the guide I'm using. I'm heading to using slide designs. So using slide designs, it's also important for you to use slide designs in your work. So if you're making notes about a slide design, because I'm under slide design, using slide designs at your work, it's important to make notes that using PowerPoint enables you to add preset designs and color themes. A preset design is a design that's already there for you, and the designs that are preset, they're already there for you. It's important to use those designs, and all these are intended to change the appearance of the content on the slides. This can enhance the audience attention in your presentation, and the steps of adding the design are just here. Simply make use of the design tab and click at any design you feel like. So click at any design you want. So you can click at any design you want, and then your work will have a design. These are themes. You can even have variants. If your computer is connected to the net, you have a lot of suggestions here. I don't want these suggestions for now because you're doing everything from scratch. You don't need any help yet. But if you're creating a presentation, in the end, you will need all those suggestions to create a stunning presentation. So you can use themes and variants, anything you want. I just go with droplets because droplets, it's just nice. It's not even covering my content in any way. Now, more of the tips of creating a very nice looking presentation, because I've done designs. It was number 8 and I'm heading to number 9. But more of the tips, you can note down more of the tips. You can use keyboard shortcuts in your presentation. Control B can bold, Control I italic, Control U underline, Control R align to the right, Control E center aligning, and also you can change the case of your work when doing presentations, colors, align your work, have bullets. I think I was doing all that, and also learners, you can use keyboard shortcuts throughout so that you can be fast in your work. Okay, keyboard shortcuts can be done with time. You can learn all those keyboard shortcuts with time. When you use that computer, in most cases, when you make that computer your friend, you can know a lot of keyboard shortcuts with time. Okay, number 9, formatting backgrounds and knowing what different colors represent. So we're going to format our background. In most cases, backgrounds can be changed according to what you want, and the background cannot move along with the design. The two could not make our work look that okay. So the designs are already there. I've already put a droplet design, but backgrounds also found under design, and it's right here. If you're making notes, background, use the design tab and then locate format background. And then there are a lot of backgrounds you can use. There's a solid background, there's a gradient, there's a picture. The two can move along, design and background, but it needs a lot of um, application. You need to calculate what you're doing. So, for example, if you're putting a solid, make sure that you're putting a color that is not that covering your text, but it's just an attractive color. I could put a color like a color that can represent technology. It could be black, but black could, cover my text. You see, it is covering presented by discovering that. So don't use a color that is going to cover your text. If it's covering the text, you could even go back to design first and then remove your design. Yeah, put the design back to yellow, remove it, and go to the solid colors and put them there. But if it's okay with you, you can leave the design, the droplet as an example, and then go to solid and choose a color that may not cover your work that much. I can use green, it's a very good color there, or I can use any other color. I can move through the colors and see whether I can go with any color that could be suitable for me. So I can go with something like that, and I consider that as my background color in my presentation. Now, I'm not saying that we only use solid color. Here in the second slide, you can even decide to use some other color. It could be gradient fill. Gradient fill has a lot of settings. So gradient fill is that you can even use a picture or texture fill. Etc. There are many backgrounds there you can use. I personally I prefer solid and gradient fill. They are really good backgrounds there. Transparency can be done and brightness can also be done coupled with gradient stops, etc. You can adjust those markers so that you can get to what you really want in your presentation. So that is it with the background colors. And that was number 9, where you're formatting your background and it's about formatting background and knowing what different colors represent. So I've already formatted my background, and for me I've mixed it with the design with the droplets. That's why you're seeing the droplets are there and the color is also there. Note that if you want a color to be applied to all your slides, you can select a solid color and you can use the apply to all feature so that you can have one color applied to all your presentation. If it's what you want, you can use the apply to all effect. It's very important with presentation. Number 10, animations in PowerPoint, the all effect. Now before we go to number 10, the meaning of colors. It's very important for you to know the meaning of colors in presentation. Let me close this. The meaning of colors in presentation. Yeah, I'll start with black. Black means heavy, mournful, highly technical, death, formal. That's the meaning of color black, something like this. Brown is about earth and outdoors. Blue is about peace, trust, confidence, and security. Purple is about reality, wisdom, spirituality. And green is about nature, insects, environment, reptiles, and health. Red is about fashion, excitement, heat, aggression. And yellow is about happiness, optimism, imagination. White is about purity, clean, and simplicity. There are many colors, but I just got those colors for you to note about what they mean. So if you're presenting maybe about happiness, you can use a yellow color. If you're presenting about reality, you can use a purple color. If you're presenting about earth, you can use brown. If you're presenting about environment, you can use green. Yeah. So that's what the colors mean in presentation. A simple note is colors cannot be the same, i.e. P2 children, primary 2 children can't use the same colors as S6 learners. And if you're going to use a light color, you should have dark background color. Yeah. And if you're going to use a color like yellow and you're going to present to a company, for example, MTN has yellow color and Airtel has red color. You can't use yellow to present Airtel work. You can't use red to present MTN work. And if you're using a color like green, like what I'm doing, don't put your heading in green color and your background color is also green. The two are not going to match. Yeah, you could have issues with reading. Some people have issues with eyes. So don't do something like that. Your heading could be hidden within um, the background. So be sure with color mixing in presentation. Next up, I'm heading to um, animations in PowerPoint and the all effects. Okay, animation is simply a feature in PowerPoint, yeah, that gives motion to your text, objects, tables, shapes, etc. etc. That's the meaning of animation. Yeah, gives motion to your text and objects, etc. etc. So we're going to just animate our work. You can apply animations to generate excitement and to help your listeners understand your message. However, too much animations can be destructive. So let's put animations at our work after knowing the meaning of animations. After noting down the meaning of animations, we can put animations through the following steps. Click at the slide in the outline pane. See, I started with the major parts of the presentation. This is the outline pane. Click at the slide you want. If you want this, click at it, it will go to the slide pane. If you want this, click at it in the outline pane, it will go to the slide pane. So click at the slide you want in the outline pane, and then click at the heading. Maybe you want to animate your heading, highlight it, and then use the animations tab, uh, and then locate more entrance effects, and then add any animation you may want. Maybe you want strips, you want random bars, etc. etc. There are many animations there um, in the change interest dialog box. So I can use an animation there, like you may not use an animation that is destructive, like I talked of age. If you're maybe with young children, you're teaching them and use an animation like I saw an animation here that was kind of destructive. Uh, yeah, like drop. If you use drop, it's okay. You're capturing the attention, but it is kind of destructive. They may not know what you're presenting. They may be distracted by the letters falling, but they may not even know you're heading. So it's better to use an animation that's not that destructive. I can go with rise up and then I go with OK. And the number is indicated showing that we've animated our heading. So if you want to animate maybe something else in this slide, click at the slide in the outline pane, then click at what you want to animate, highlight it. Maybe I want to animate this. Go to animations tab, then you can use these ones here, or you can go to more entrance effects and then choose any animation you want and click OK. The numbers are going to be indicated showing that you have animated your work. Next up is transition effect, not forgetting the all effect. The all effect is important. I'm going to apply it in the transition effects. Next up is transition effect. Now the transition, we've already seen the meaning of animation, but the meaning of a transition is transition is a feature used to control how slides move one after the other in a slideshow presentation. When you add a transition effect to a slide, the effect takes place between the selected slide and the previous slide. So write down the meaning of transition as I've already talked about it, and then the steps of transition. Step 1, click at a slide you want to give a transition. In the outline pane, of course, click at the transition tab and choose the transition you want. Maybe you want push up or you want wipe. There are many transitions. If I use the drop down, dissolve, zoom, checkboxes, etc, random bars, those are the transitions that are available. Choose any you want. And we had the all effect apply to all. If you want the random to apply to all your transitions, you can click at apply to all here. If you want to have a different transition at your second slide, click at it and then choose a transition you want. So those are transitions in PowerPoint. As I head to number 12, not forgetting that I'm doing a video about another practical chapter of ICT, that is PowerPoint or presentation. Just like I've done the newest videos about the practical chapters of ICT. Spreadsheet 1 is already there for senior 2 learners and S3 learners. Spreadsheet 1 is important. Word processing 1 is already there for S1 learners and S2 learners. Word processing 1 is already there. File management is already there for senior 1 learners. That chapter is very important to you. Sit down and watch it, learn a lot. And for today, I'm doing Microsoft PowerPoint or presentation as the first video of 2026, done on the 8th of January 2026. So after transitions, I'm heading to hyperlinks in PowerPoint and the types of links. Now, a hyperlink is a connection from one slide to another in the same presentation, or to a slide in another presentation, or an email address, a web page, or a file. We can link to external files as well. So a hyperlink is just a connection from one slide to another, or it can help you link to other files as well. So we're going to do links here, and yeah, these are the steps of creating links, having known the meaning of links. Before we create links, let us at least create a third slide here, title and content, and then we give it a title, importance of ICT in secondary schools of Uganda. Importance of ICT in secondary schools of Uganda. So we want to put some of the importance of ICTs or ICT in secondary schools of Uganda in slide 3 before we do the links. So adding content here, I can add some of the importances of ICT in secondary school. Number 1, use this. I can leave my bullet there, and then I put ICTs create ICTs create I go to this lowercase ICTs create engaging lessons in school, like using projectors and like using projectors and computers with power points in lessons. Then also ICTs boost research through internet. ICTs also boost communication in and around or even outside school. Yeah, we can use social media to communicate to parents, fellow teachers, administrators, well wishers, etc. etc. So that's the slide number 3. Before I go to links, I'm going to put links. We've already got the meaning of links, and we've seen that links can be used to link within the presentation or even outside the presentation. Let me start with within the presentation. If I want to design a link, I simply create where I want to put my link. For example, here I can click here, then I type, I just hit enter, and then I can put it there. I can type something like click here to go to the importances of ICT. Yeah, because I know that importances of ICT are in slide number 3. So if someone wants to see the importance of ICT, they can click there to see the importances, because I know it is in slide 3. I can highlight this after typing it. I can maybe reduce on its size so that it doesn't outflow my name. My name is very important as compared to the link. So I can highlight it, of course, and then I locate link. Link is found in the insert tab. You will note down that after your link has worked, and then I can click at link, and then I go to insert link, and then I go to place in this document, and then I want to put it here at slide 3, where there is importance of ICT in secondary school. I click OK, and this one is already a link. If I point there, it is having where it is linking to, importance of ICT in secondary school. If I want that link to run, I simply run a slideshow. You will click here at slideshow on your computer, and then you click at link, and it will link. I'm not running a slideshow because it may affect the software I'm using to record this tutorial. So that's how links work in presentation. Now that's the link that's just internal. It's linking you to within your presentation. I may decide to link to something else. Yeah, I may decide to link to something else. I have some interesting is it a small video here, 704, something like that. This, yeah, the interesting small video there. Yeah, this one here, that small video. So I may want to link to it. It's even outside my presentation, but I may decide to link to it. It could be a picture, it could be a Word document, it could be a spreadsheet. You can link to all those by following the steps below. I can type here something like click here to refresh. Click here to refresh your mind. After someone has read that, they can click that to refresh their mind. I can highlight this. I can give it a smaller size because I don't want it to overflow my work. And then I go to insert, I locate link here, and then Yeah, instead of placing this document, this one is internal. You place within the document. I can go to existing file, then I browse from here, desktop. I locate the folder. It was within the folder of presentation. Is it? I think it's here, practical chapter 4, and then it's this one. For your case, you can link to any file on your computer you are using. It could be Word document, it could be a spreadsheet, anything. Click OK, and if you run a slideshow here, click at slideshow, and you click at your link in the slideshow, it will take you to that video after you've clicked OK. In the pop-up message you will see. So those are links in presentation, and it's taking us straight to inserting shapes in presentation. Inserting shapes in presentation. So having seen the links, we are now at shapes, and shapes are also important in presentation. A shape can represent something like a sketch of an object. So a shape is a sketch of an object, and there are many shapes you can add in a presentation to enhance it. Yeah, and steps of inserting shapes include simply use the insert tab. I can click at a slide, I want to have a shape, click at insert, shapes are here, and choose any shape you want. I can choose a shape like this, and then I draw it in that slide. If I want to put another shape in another slide, click at that slide you want, go back to insert, and choose any shape you may want. I may go with this, I can draw it around here. So that is how we put shapes in our presentation, and shapes are always important. You're supposed to resize them, change the color of the shape, like this one. You see the color is just crashing with the background, the two don't match. So click at the shape, and then there's a shape fill. Give it a fill that can, match your work, something like that. Even this one, click at it, shape format, and then shape fill. Try to give it a color that can match your background, something like that. You can even give it an outline that is just matching your work, something like that. So you can also reposition your shape by moving it around. Yeah, put it anywhere you may want. Fill with a suitable color, etc. etc. You can even write within the shape, right click at it, edit text, and then write something like a shape. You can write within a shape, you can resize so that you see your writing clearly. A shape, highlight, Ctrl Z. I can click within what I've written, highlight it, and then reduce the size, give it a color, etc. etc. That is how you can deal with shapes in PowerPoint. So those are shapes, and it's straight away taking us to number 14, that is offline and online images in PowerPoint. So offline and online images, I'll start with offline images. If you want to put an offline image in PowerPoint, simply have an image on your computer. For example, if I look at my computer here, I don't know the latest image I've got on my computer, but let me see. I can use a simple image on my computer. I don't know whether I have one on your computer, but if you don't have one, we shall use the online images side. But if you have an offline image on your computer already, like this one here, my image, I can right click at any image I may want, and then I go to copy, and I show more options. I can copy this image, and yeah, I can just go to my PowerPoint, and then I right click and I paste my image there. I can go to the corners of the image and then I resize it, and then I put it somewhere. I can resize the image, something like that, and then I can place it anywhere in my presentation. That is offline, but online is very important because online provides you with a variety of images. So if I want to put online images in my work, I simply go to insert, and then I locate pictures, and then I go to online pictures. So after going to online pictures, I'll let my computer load the pictures that are online, provided I have internet connection, and then I can search for any kind of images I may want. I may want to search for ICT, and then I press enter. I let my computer search for images that are regarding ICT. If I get to any image I may want, I may click at it, and then I click at insert, and the image is going to be downloaded and inserted in my work the perfect way. I simply have to go to the corner of the image, and then I resize it. I resize the image. It seems it is so big. I go to the corner here, resize the image. I go to the corner here, resize. Keep on resizing. It seems it is so big and it is overflowing all my work. I resize the image. I resize it to something that is so small. I can even do this. I resize to something that can fit in my presentation. Yeah, and I'm still looking for my image. See, yeah. Anyway, I may not even want this. Let me go and pick another one. From insert, and then I go to pictures. After pictures, I go to online, and then I choose any image that can regard my topic, ICT, press enter, and choose an image that is regarding ICT, click enter, image being downloaded, and then reduce the size of the image, and then let the image be in your work. Yeah, that's how we can get our image from internet to our work. Now, adding images to your presentation makes it more interesting, and um, alternatively, people will react to it. You can insert images from the files in your computer or from internet, and the steps of inserting images have already been portrayed to you right there. So you can go to the slide you want and then go back to the insert tab under images or pictures. If you go to this device, it means you want to look for images on your computer, but the right way is online pictures. If at all you have internet, you can insert images that way as portrayed. So make notes about images, inserting them from the offline side and from the online side. From the offline side, it was my picture here, and from the online side, it was this picture right there. So that is images in PowerPoint. As I head to the next number, that is inserting tables within and from other sources. So a table can be inserted in PowerPoint, and a table is used to show numerical data such as class list, budget, price list, and etc. Tables can be created in PowerPoint or in another program. So we're going to first create a table in PowerPoint, and then we shall use some other program and see how it can be done. So steps of creating tables, if I go to my PowerPoint here, I want to go to the next slide, I can go to insert. By the way, you note that when you're creating another slide, simply click at the last slide in the outline pane, and then go to insert, and then you go to new slide, and then you go to title slide. So I can type something like a table showing showing various forms of ICTs in school. table showing various forms of ICTs in school. So I'm going to create a simple table that's going to show various forms of ICTs in school. This slide seems to be dull. I can go and give it a color. We started right here with colors. I can give it a color that's maybe solid, and to make it kind of active. And I talked about color mixing, etc, etc. We can really utilize that. And this is the heading. You can just give it color secondary school. I can certainly give secondary school a color, maybe color like that, and with a bigger size. It's just making the slide attractive and visual appealing. So a table can be inserted, and it's under the insert tab. Under table, I can create a table of at least 3 columns and 5 rows. And then I click OK. Columns are standing, and the rows, that's the opposite. So I can put ICT, ICT device. ICT device, category, use. So ICT device can be, I can start with computer, ICT device, category, study, use, research. I can go to smartphone as another ICT. Smartphone, category, communication, use. I can put calls. Another ICT can be CCTV, that's a camera. Category, communication, use, security. There are many. I'm just copying a printer. Category, exams and documents. Exams and documents, use, printing. And then this is now it's a complete table. Now the headings, if you don't want the headings to just look like that, you can highlight them and give them a different look. You can decide to give them a color that's slightly different from the other content. A color that is slightly different from the other content, so that someone can easily see that it's a heading. It's just outstanding and it's a heading. Or you can slightly increase on the size of the headings in your table. Now tables can also be changed from right here at the table design. Tables can be changed. You can change the color of the table based on what you may want. So you can change the color of the table based on what you may want. So that's a table that has been created in PowerPoint. Now assuming a table is in Word, I will just use this for a table. I can copy it and then I can just open Word. Assuming you have your word processor and the table is already there in Word, what do? You simply go to the table in Word, right click at that icon, the icon you're seeing there, right click at it and select copy, go to PowerPoint, and then you paste your table there in any slide you may want. Even if it's Excel, and you have a table there, highlight your Excel data, copy it, and then take it to PowerPoint. So I'll open Excel here for purposes of display. A simple table like this one, I can copy it, highlight. You studied Excel, how we highlight Excel. Right click, select copy, and then go to PowerPoint. I can decide to create another slide, and then I can give it a heading from Excel, and then just right click here and paste your table. It will be brought from Excel to, I don't want this designer, from Excel to PowerPoint. Now this is a table that has been brought from an external program, Excel, and it is now in PowerPoint. So that's how we can deal with tables in presentations. So that's a table. As we head to the next number, that is number 16, that is inserting charts and labeling. So inserting charts and labeling is the next number we're going to deal with. Inserting charts and labeling is what we are going to. Now, charts are also important with spreadsheets. With presentations. We can insert charts in presentations, and charts are useful in representing numerical data or numbers. An existing chart or graph can be copied from another application, or you can create a new chart using MS PowerPoint. Now, the same way we are copying the table is the same way you can copy chart from Excel to PowerPoint, or from Word to PowerPoint. But we're going to first create a chart using PowerPoint. So we're going to create a simple chart using PowerPoint, and we can do that from slide number 6. You can create another slide, click at this new slide, and then this. I can rename this slide charts in presentation. Yeah, so we're going to create a simple chart. We're going to create a simple chart in presentation. I can click at insert. You can make use of insert, or you can make use of these icons, or insert here, and then you look for charts. Now after insert, anyway, let me use this. I have insert table. We've seen table, insert chart. This one is insert video, pictures. We can even put pictures from this. This one is a video, and the chart is right here. I can click at chart, and I choose any type of chart I want. I can click at column chart, choose any column I want. In most cases, I prefer using 3D clustered. This one, I'm saying it's 2D. 3D is around here. I can decide to use this, and then I click OK. After clicking OK, I'm going to get my chart loaded, series, and then categories. I only need one series. I don't need series 3. Series 3, those series represent the bars you're seeing. If I delete a series, I can click at this, press delete. A bar is deleted. I can even highlight this, press delete, and the other bars are deleted. I only need one bar. That is one series, and the category can be a subject. I can put something like ICT, some subjects there. I can put something like history. Here I can put physics. Then lastly, I can stop at arts. So maybe these bars are showing the number of students in a subject. ICT has 55, and next is history. History is a compulsory, has 100. Physics has also 100, and art has 15 learners. So after using this, I can delete. I'm not saying that whenever you're drawing a bar, you delete the series. It depends. If you want one bar, like mine, leave one series. If you want 2 bars, leave 2 series. If you want 3 bars, leave 3 series. If you want 4 bars, you can even add a 4th series if you want. But I can close this because I want only one bar, and I can have my chart loaded already, showing the subject and the number of students. Now a chart can be labeled because at this very number I put labeling as well. A chart can be labeled. I can click at this heading and then I remove the information there and I put an appropriate title. For example, a 3D, a 3D bar showing a subject, and the number of learners taking on taking it on. Yeah, that's an appropriate title. And also I can click at my graph again, click at the graph, chart design. I can add a chart element that is axis title, primary, horizontal. Here we are trying to label a chart in presentation. Remove this and put what the x-axis is all about. It's all about subject. And also the y-axis, add chart element, vertical. This one is put number of students. Yes, and I can also go back to add chart element legend. I can put on the right. The legend is here on the right. So the colors can be mixed. Highlight your heading. If you want to give it a color, give it a color. It's just fine. If you want to give it a style, like Algerian, give it a style, etc, etc. So that is it with my chart in PowerPoint. That is a chart in PowerPoint, and you can click at it once again. Change its colors if you want. The colors are under chart design. Change to any color if at all you want to. If you don't want to, you can leave it that way. That's how you can create a chart in presentation. Depends on what you have. If you have a table with some data and you're creating a chart, you can follow the steps I've been doing to do one. If you have Excel and you have a simple chart in Excel, you're trying to bring it to PowerPoint. For example, this is your Excel and you have created your small chart. It could be a pie like this. Could be pie like this. Simply do a right click at the white part of the pie, not in the pie, but at the white part of the pie. Go to copy and go to your PowerPoint. You can create another slide from home, title and content. I put pie from, maybe a pie from Excel. Do a right click and then you paste. So your pie is going to be brought from Excel to PowerPoint. I don't want a designer. So it's going to be copied from Excel to PowerPoint, and that's how you can bring a pie from your Excel to your PowerPoint. Now a pie can also be labeled. Simply go to this and then go to chart design, click at the pie, go to chart design and try to label it from add chart element. You can put your data labels there. You can type your heading there. You can put data labels in the center if you want, and you can also type an appropriate heading in your pie. So back to my graph. A graph is representing data, numerical data in your presentation. And after creating the charts, you should be guided to format the charts appropriately by using the chart tools or by accessing format options. So it's what I've just been doing, labeling your pie or your graph or whatever whatever chart you have created. Click at it, go to chart design and then make use of chart elements and label your chart. If your title is not there, put a title there. If your axes are not there, label them, data labels, etc, etc. Next up, at number 17, that is smart art through hierarchies. I'm going to create a simple hierarchy by using smart art, and the smart art is going to be created by the steps below. So before you create a smart art, a simple question is, do you communicate information in a number of ways? If you do, then smart art is your choice. You can easily develop different diagrams that display different messages. For example, an organizational chart can be developed to illustrate the hierarchical structure in a company or an organization. Now, like here, ICTs in schools. Let me close Excel. ICTs in schools, we can create a simple hierarchy of a school at slide number, I think 8, new slide, and then title and content. I put hierarchies in PowerPoint. Yeah, then I want to develop a simple hierarchy. Hierarchies in PowerPoint. Let me copy this heading. Let me delete this type of slide. Let me create a type of slide. This time around, I want to call it a title only. And then I put my title hierarchies in PowerPoint. And then I create my hierarchy. Let me shift my title to this. Let me shift it to this so that I get my working space. Okay, so a hierarchy, if I just use Google, a hierarchy is explaining, is a structure that is explaining, um, you know, various, various levels in an organization. It can even be a school. Let me open, let me open my PDF again with Chrome. And then I get a chance of searching for hierarchy. A hierarchy, in most cases, it's going to be looking like this. Hierarchy, yeah, something like this. Hierarchy with text boxes. Hierarchy with text boxes. Something like this. So what you're seeing is a hierarchy, and it can be created in PowerPoint, and it is at number 17 of this guide. So if I want to create a hierarchy in PowerPoint, I've created my type of slide that is suitable, a title only, and then I go to insert, pick a shape, pick a rectangular shape, draw it on top of this. Yeah. Simply do a right click at it and then go to edit text. It can enable me type my text. I can type text on top. I can put school director. This one is about a school director. I can highlight school director, give it a black color. Very important so that it doesn't disappear when I remove the blue color of the shape. Click at the shape now, shape format, shape fill, no fill. Yeah, I go with that. You can rewind the video so that you see what I've just done there. I have just given my text, I've put text there, given it a color black, freeze the blue color away of the shape, and then I came up with that. That's a text box with text. I can go back to insert, pick this, draw it here, yeah, draw that line, go back, pick another one, pick this time around, you draw it cutting across, yeah, and then it's just a matter of picking shapes. Pick this, draw it here, pick this, first point before clicking, point where you want and hold left, draw what you want. Pick this, point where you want, hold left, draw what you want. For the shape, it's already there. Click at this shape, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, move it to this. It's just a matter of shapes, lines. Instead of school director, remove school director and put deputy admin. Control V again, shift this to this, yeah, and then remove school director and put school bursar, maybe. Control V again to paste. Take this here, yeah, remove this and put deputy HM. So that's just a hierarchy that's representing different people in a school. It can be any type of hierarchy. So simply know how you can put a shape, write in the shape, freeze the colors, give your words black, and then make use of the lines. You come up with any type of hierarchy you may want. Now note that a hierarchy can also be inserted using smart art. And if I can look for smart art, if I go to create another slide like this, maybe I create a title and content and smart art as displayed here. If I click at smart art and then I go to hierarchies, I can choose a hierarchy I want. Then maybe I want this one. I can click OK, and it's going to be created for you. What you should just do is you type your content you want there, but this one limits you on or maybe the number of boxes you may want, but it's just automatic. It's having an advantage of being automatic, but it limits you on the number of text boxes you may put or you may want. That's why I don't find this okay. I find it just okay with small hierarchies. So but the boxes and the lines can help you create a very big hierarchy or any type of hierarchy you may want. Feel free to practice hierarchies at your school. Draw a hierarchy. Come up with a hierarchy with your friend. You can come up with a hierarchy in your book and then try to draw it on the computer using the steps I've just been doing here. The only trick with hierarchy is if you can pick a shape like this, you draw it, find ways of writing there, right click at it, insert text or edit text, put text, for example text, and then highlight your text, yeah, give it a black color, then after giving it a black color, click at the shape format, shape fill, no fill. So that's the only trick with hierarchies, it's that, and then picking a line and drawing it under your 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 shape. That's the only trick with hierarchies. If you can get that trick or the tip, you can draw a hierarchy you may want in PowerPoint. Next up, number 18 is media clips. Simple video clips to presentations. A media clip can be audio or video that can be used to supplement information in a presentation when presenting. Media clips can enhance the audience's ability to pick up the message you're trying to portray. And inserting a media clip, we can follow the steps below. 1. In a presentation like this one, maybe I want to insert it here. In a presentation like that one, on the insert tab, make use of the insert tab and then choose audio or video, anything you see around. It could be audio or video, under media here. If it's audio, choose audio. If it is video, choose video. I can go with video, then I can go with this device. This is a simple video I had at desktop and it's under practical chapter 4. It's this one about those creatures there. I can click at insert and it can be inserted in my presentation. I can just reduce on the size of my video, but it's already inserted in my presentation and I can even play it so that it can maybe enhance my presentation or it can capture people's attention in a presentation. So if it's audio, for that case, you can use the audio feature that was near the video feature. Okay, at the next number, that is number 19, is it? Headers and footers. Yeah, it is headers and footers, and same way we did with Word and I think Excel. We can also insert headers and footers in presentation, and items that must appear on each slide. They could be headers and footers. Headers and footers are important because they can appear at each slide. Very important. And a header is a block of data placed at the beginning of a large block of data. Yeah, like a file. So this is a block of data. But at the beginning of this block of data on top can be a header. And a footer is a section of text located at the bottom margin of a page or a document. And the use of headers and footers in PowerPoint is similar to the use of headers and footers in Word and Excel. So these are steps of putting a header and a footer. Click at a slide you want to have header and footer, and then in the Insert tab, click at header and footer, tick header and footer. I tick footer. Footer can have my personal number 001. I can even go to this, tick header. Header can have my name, tick footer. Footer can have my personal number. Click apply to all, and the headers and footers are going to apply to all. Note that you may not see a header in your presentation, or you may not even see both, like this one. I'm not seeing any, but they are there. The footer is just hidden by the picture. That is one. And the header is not seen. It may not be hidden by the colors or the backgrounds or the designs, but it may not be visible in the normal view we are using. But when printing, for example, when I'm using file to print, like this, print, and then I go to uh, handouts, for example, this, I'm already having my header on top as Kasozi and my footer at the bottom as 001 and the date in the top right corner. So headers and footers are there in your work. They are visible when you're going to print. So that is it with headers and footers, and that is how we can insert them in Microsoft PowerPoint. Next up is number 20, that is presentation views. Presentation views, I talked about them in the beginning, that presentation views include the normal view, the view I've been using. We have the slide sorter view, that one, and we have the reading view, that one, that can enable you maybe do reading. So normally we've been using the normal view, and it really looks like that. So those are the views in PowerPoint, and PowerPoint has those views which can be used to display information by default when opening PowerPoint. But normally it is advisable for users to use the normal view when preparing presentations. So having seen the views, the slide sorter, the normal view, and the reading view. Now the slide sorter view, I think this one here, it it is slightly different from the normal view. For the slide sorter view, you're not even designing. You're done designing. You're just maybe viewing. Yeah. Same applies to the reading view. You're just viewing, but the normal view enables you to add content in your presentation when doing PowerPoint. Having seen the views in PowerPoint, that is number 20, I'm heading to number 21, that is a slide master. A slide master is a very important feature in PowerPoint. So important, it's a very important feature in PowerPoint. And if you want to apply something to all your slides in presentation, yeah, we can apply a feature to all slides at once using a slide master. And there is a main slide master for all your slides to do that. Now, a slide master is a feature in PowerPoint that enables you put a uniform feature at all your slides. And this is how it is done. In my work, I'm going to scroll to the first slide here, and then I'm going to go to view, and then I go to slide master right here. Make sure to put the steps down of whatever thing I've been doing in this tutorial, because you're summarizing all the chapter within 2 hours or 1 hour. You're summarizing the entire chapter. So it's important for you to note everything I've been discussing, the meaning of a feature and how the feature is inserted. Yeah, etc. Now slide master can be got from view and then slide master, and then here we are. Scroll to the top of your slides. This one is the master slide. For example, I may go to insert, and then I may use an example of maybe this face. I can draw a small face there. I can even shift it here. Yeah, I can draw a small face. Like I said, slide master is a feature that enables you put a unique element at all your slides. Yeah, I'm going to begin with a shape. I've put a shape using a slide master. I went to view, then slide master. I was scrolling to the top of the slide, the master slide, and then I went to insert and I was drawing this shape. And I can close the master view. I see what happens to my work. You see, if I click at this slide, this feature is here. If I click at this slide, the feature is there. If I click at this one, the feature is just there. It's just the table that is covering it up, but it's there. If I can shift this table slightly, I'm looking for ways of shifting this table. Yeah, if I can shift maybe this table, if I can reduce the table to something like this, you see, the feature is there. So even this, the feature is there, etc. A slide master view not only puts shapes, but you can do a lot with a slide master view. Let me go back to view, then slide master view, and then I scroll to the top here, and not only putting shapes, I can decide to edit headings. I can decide that, yeah, let me edit my headings. They could all be having Algerian font style or Arial font style, and all my headings should be maybe 48. Yeah, and you can put a lot of features in the slide master view. I can decide to do this. Let all my body have a size of maybe uh, 24. What you're doing is being applied to all your slides at once. Yeah, it's being applied to all your slides at once. And then I'm like, let all my slides have this feature at the top here. Yeah, let that feature be there at the top, etc. So when I go back to slide master here, then I close it, and then I go back to my work. You see, my work is having the common features. The shapes are there. This shape is here, this shape is here. My headings are having that same size. Yeah. That's how the slide master is going to behave. Each and every slide is going to be affected by whatever you've been putting in the slide master. So feel free to also practice the slide master uh, with various features at school within the laboratory. 22 other features you can put in presentation. You can put slide numbers in your presentation. They're very important. You can put slide numbers there, and slide numbers found under insert. You can put slide numbers in your presentation, and slide numbers are right here in the insert tab. Tick slide number. You can even put a date. So important. I think I also had themes. You can put themes, maybe apply to all. So slide numbers are going to be applied to your slides. Even the date is applied to your slide at the bottom right corner. So you can put all those in your work, and the themes If you really want to put the themes, you can also apply them to your work. The designs, I've talked about them. They're very important for you to apply to your work. So having looked at a lot of formatting features in PowerPoint, in the video description, I want to attach a small file you can use to do a lot of formatting in PowerPoint, or you can come up with a topic in PowerPoint and then you type some content there. Yeah, and try to change its appearance. Having studied a lot of formatting features in this video tutorial and having made notes, you can do some, formatting in PowerPoint. So number 23 is tips on how to deliver a good presentation. Now, if you want to deliver a good presentation at school or anywhere, you should first do these. One, be the first person at the venue. Know the room you're going to use for presentations. Be the first person there. Yeah. Know the room you're going to use to gain confidence to do rehearsing. Do not read, but rather speak ideas. Do not read what you're having in your presentation, like reading every word you're having in a slide like that. You don't read, but rather speak your ideas. If you read, you're going to be boring. Use a pointer to emphasize something. Yeah, don't use a huge stick. Use a small pointer that's available at the venue. Be prepared for distractions. Be prepared for audience distracting you. Know how to deal with that. Try to speak loudly enough for people to hear. State your final conclusions. Yeah, conclude your work and then discuss your presentation with the audience. Don't dictate everything. Speak. Let it be two-way. Yeah. And other tips, you can also follow these. Don't type capital letters. Your work should not be typed in capital letters. Now, typing capital letters may be like this. This could not be right, but rather small letters like this could be right. Capital letters are important with only the headings of your presentation, but not the rest of your body. And also keep your presentation simple and straight. Have a title and subtitle in your work clearly. That's why my titles are clear. Have 5 to 7 bullets in a slide, not a lot of bullets in your work, and use a constant color. Very important. That's why I was trying to use that constant background. I changed here and still it is also constant here. Don't have a lot of colors mixed. And if you follow that, it means you'll come up with a very good presentation as your work. And lastly, for now, I've been looking at PowerPoint Practical Chapter 4. I'm heading to Practical Chapter 5 in this January month of 2026. Practical Chapter 5 is the next video I'm going to be doing. Yeah, so lastly, for now is 24, printing presentations. Printing presentations, if I'm printing presentations, I follow the steps below. Simply go to File and locate Print, yeah, and then instead of one slide, choose Handouts and choose 9. We're choosing 9 because we have created over 6 slides. We can't just select 6. We are choosing 9 so that our slides are all on one page. And then choose the printer. I'm using this printer and click Print to print your presentation. If you've added speaker notes like this at slide 1, I said in the beginning that we can add speaker notes. I can drag this to the top and I add speaker notes like this is an introduction. Maybe I've added that in the speaker notes and I'm like, this is the introduction. If I've added some speaker notes in my work and I'm printing, I should make sure that I also print the speaker notes if I need them. I can go to File, then Print. If I've already printed this, I can just select this. I can select full. I can choose notes pages, and then after choosing notes pages, I can go to full. Then I think I was at full. Then I can click on notes pages, and I can have my notes printed, and then I can click print if at all I need my notes printed. So printing, it's how it can be done in PowerPoint, and printing simply means converting your soft copy to hard copy. Soft copy is the work on the computer, and the hard copy is the work that is printed on the paper for you to distribute or for you to use when your computer is not around. So having looked at all the, if I can hide this again, I can hide this again so that I remain with the slide pane. Having looked at a lot of formatting features of PowerPoint, I was supposed to look at all the formatting features of PowerPoint from number 1 up to number 24. I think I've exhausted almost all of them. If a learner sits on a video like this presentation, it's a chapter taught in S2. You can complete all the entire chapter in just 2 hours. The entire chapter can be completed in 2 hours if at all you're serious enough to sit on a video like this and then study it, make notes, follow the steps, and then do the last assignment I'll tell you to do. It means you can do almost everything in PowerPoint that's required of a senior 2 and a senior 3 learner. So that has been it with PowerPoint. I think I've exhausted almost everything I was trying to exhaust in this very tutorial, and big shout outs to the cover photo that has going to be, that has been designed by Dafa Juma. Dafa has designed the cover photo for this video tutorial, and also I received some notes from a senior 2 learner to guide me in this video tutorial. And the notes were provided to me. Raihana, thanks so much for providing the notes for presentation. I've been using your notes to come up with this, and it's important for an S2 learner and a senior 3 learner. And it's going to be the video tutorial, I guess number 124 if I'm not mistaken. So this is video tutorial 124. If I can search for my YouTube here, it's going to be video tutorial 124 at my YouTube channel. And it's going to be uploaded on the 8th day of January 2026. It's video tutorial 124, and it's going to be about Microsoft PowerPoint. It's in line with the latest videos I've done, the latest 3. This one is file management, this one is Word, this one is Spreadsheet. Feel free to go to these video descriptions to get what you may want. I want to attach some. Let me close this and save it. I want to attach the guide I've been using, the guide I've been following. I want to attach this small video to be used as attachment, as a video in a slide, and I want to attach this presentation you can use to also practice, to do whatever I've been doing. And also for viewers who are asking about the description, make sure that you're using the descriptions of these videos. If I click at this video, for example, the video file management, and I scroll slightly at the bottom here, if I click at more, the description is really fertile. There are a lot of files that I've attached in the descriptions. And if I tell you to make use of a file, simply click at the file you're seeing. If it's attempting you to first ask for permission, inbox me, I'll give you that file you may need. It's what I'm trying to say about the video descriptions. And the videos that I'm attaching having descriptions. So this one is about file and folder management, and this was its description. So make use of those descriptions. Some applies to this description. I am going to upload today. So that has been it with the video tutorial for today. It's just 2 hours. I've summarized presentation of S2 in 2 hours. If you're a learner and you want to know that chapter, um, make a plan. Sit on a computer maybe 30 minutes a day. Those are 4 days to complete the video. Yeah, 30 minutes a day, those are 4 days to complete a video. 1 hour a day, those are 2 days. 15 minutes a day, those are over 8 days to complete the entire chapter. Chapter that can be studied within a term, you can summarize it within 2 hours. That has been it for today. I thank you enough for the views, subscribers, and the watch hours, and the comments, and the shares, etc. etc. Can't thank you enough. A nice day and goodbye.